Hi and welcome to RC Kicks. On today's show we crack on and carry on with the Kyosho Optima Turbo build. Now the chassis is done. I haven't fitted any electronics to the car because I've actually managed to get hold of a carbon fibre top plate and that's coming now. But unfortunately it's kind of stopping me from putting all the electronics in. Since the last video I've actually fitted the Kyosho motor and attached all the running gears. So that's now done, but I can't really crack on putting the electronics in until I receive it. Now, I'm not sure when that's going to arrive, so while I'm waiting to keep the momentum going on the Kyosho build, we move on to doing the body. So I'm going to paint the body in standard box art. Why? Well, I kind of like box art most of the time, but I really like the red and white. I think it's a beautiful paint scheme on this car. So I'm going to try and paint it today. Now the weather is not brilliant, but I might be able to paint it in the spare room with the window open and it will be warm enough that it won't affect the paint. Now Kyosho do something kind of different to how Tamiya do it, and they have these. Now these are like masking areas, but not for the windows. Well, some of them are the windows, but also for the parts that are in the two different colors. So you basically mask off these sections, mask off this area, so I don't have to do it myself. You've actually got them pre-cut, which I think is pretty cool, especially around the back, because the back is actually quite complicated. So this section is different to this section, so masking this off is tricky and very time consuming. But they've done it for you, so I'm well chuffed with that. Then we've got the driver to paint. Now the driver actually comes with its own decal sheet, which is pretty cool. So I think all you got to do really is paint it white. I will check the instructions before I do it, but most of it is covered with stickers. So that's pretty cool. And then you've got the driver's head as well to do, which I have glued together somewhere. It's my last bag of bits, so I have the head to do. I glued it yesterday so that it would be nice and solid for me to paint today. So that is the plan for this video, to get the body completely finished. Right, first of all I've got to clean the body out because it's probably got fixing agent in the bottom of it, and then I'm going to cut it out. Now in the instructions it actually says to fit all these parts first and then cut it out. But I went and I looked at someone else that did it, and when you're cutting it out, if you're not careful, you can scratch these masks. So I think I'll still cut it out first anyway, then I'll fit the masks, and then I'll just fold them over, which would be pretty good anyway. I guess it's to stop. I don't know why they ask you to leave it like that. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, but I think I'll cut it out first because that's how I do everything else, all my other Tamiya builds. So yeah, right. I'll clean it, cut it out, and I'll be right back. So there you have it, all cut out. No big issues at all, nothing super special. The only things that are slightly difficult is obviously you've got this section in here, there, and then there and there, which are quite difficult to cut. But that's nothing you don't see on any other car. The body's, apart from those four sections, the body's actually quite easy, the rest of it. So I had no issues there. You don't actually cut out the driver section, it actually fits the car complete, so you don't have to do anything with that. So the next step is to put the masking decals in of the windows and the surround, and then we'll be ready to do the first colour, which is the red. Alright, let's crack on, get the stickers in, and then I'll be right back. Now I've masked off the body. I had more problems than I thought using their kind of stickers. They didn't really line up around the back as tight as I wanted. So I've had to go in and modify it myself using my own masking tape. I see what they're trying to achieve and it kind of works, just a bit different. So I don't know whether it's just me not being used to working with these bits of masking tape, but I found some areas that weren't as sharp as what I'd like or didn't line up as perfect, but then they were too small and you would adjust it one way perfect, but then it would be out the other, especially around the sort of arches. There's a little indentation. Now this is going to be a white to red line, so it's going to be super sharp, so you're going to see any imperfections So I'm not sure exactly how it's going to pan out. It looks to be reasonably sharp now, and I've modified it a little bit to make it work. The instructions weren't that good. They don't really explain exactly. You have to kind of figure it out for yourself. But we're ready to paint, so I've got to warm up the paint and give it a blast. I'll be right back. Fingers crossed. So there we go, the red is painted. I've removed the masking apart from the windows, obviously, because the next colour is to blow it in white. Came out okay. I'm reasonably happy with it. There's a little bit round the back that I wasn't too happy with, but I went in with some Tamiya polycarbonate cleaner and tried to smooth it out. Now, when you blow the white, it really shows up everything. So I think it's going to be okay. I think I can get away with it. There's a little bit there I might go back and tweak a little bit just to make it, because it needs to be as sharp as you can possibly get it. But that's all good. I sprayed the driver yellow. I looked online and I saw someone sprayed it yellow and it looked pretty cool, so I'm going with that just to give it a bit of contrast inside, because it gets dark inside with a bit of yellow to make the driver pop. So I'm just waiting for that to dry, and then I'll back that in white as well, and then I will paint this up in white, and then we'll get close, remove the window masks, and then we're getting closer to being done. Right, I'll be back as soon as I've laid down the white. So there you go, all painted up. Came out really well in the end. I had a few issues with the red overspray going into the white areas, so I had to go back and cut out a few little bits and pieces. I've just noticed I've just missed a slight one there, but I can live with that because it's tiny. So, but of course when you're spraying red or any other colour and then you're backing in white, the smallest overspray will show up massively. So you've got to get it as clean as possible. So I got rid of everything apart from that one little hint there. But never mind, I can live with that. That's not the end of the world. And I decided to paint the driver yellow. So I've blown him over in yellow. Don't know if that's really going to show up because it's too bright. Now I'm going to let it dry for a little bit. Once it's, because I've only just pulled the cover off it. Next is the stickers. Now the good advantage of these stickers over the Tamiya stickers are they've already cut them out for you, which is fantastic. Apart from these fun little car ones at the bottom, they're already scored, ready to come out. So I'm going to give the body about another 20-30 minutes just to vent off a little bit and get a bit harder, and then I'll put the stickers on. Well, there you have it, all finished. It took the best part of a day to finish the body. Came up okay, reasonably happy. Had a few problems with it that I had some bleed through, so I had to go back and finish that off. But I think you'll agree, it actually turned out perfectly fine. There's a few things I'm not really happy with. The yellow driver, the surround around him needs to be in black. So we'll go back and I'll finish that off, because you have this like two-step thing going on with the driver. So I'll go back and finish that. And the other thing, for the eagle-eyed of you will notice I made a fundamental mistake with the body lines. Now you probably won't notice, but if you look carefully here, this red line runs along there, should be higher. I actually painted the red line along the body line, but that's not the line. The red line should be higher up. Then what happened was, when I put this sticker on, the white sticker line went all the way over and stopped and didn't get to the white. So I had to modify it, put this sticker and cut it off here. So you can't really tell, and it looks pretty much the same. If you look at it this way, it kind of lines up correctly, but Tamiya Kyosho didn't do it to the body line. They brought it up higher. The masking tape has some little black lines on it, and that's what that means. If you're going to paint this body yourself, just be mindful of that. Don't make the same mistake I did. Even though you can get away with it, it's fine. It's not exactly how it should be, Apart from that, be careful when you paint the red that you don't get any overspray into the white areas like I did, because you have to go back and then finish it. Apart from that, it was a beautiful build. I'm really happy with it. So the next thing is waiting for the carbon fibre plate to arrive so I can fit that, and then I can fit the electronics. I haven't decided whether I'm going to put the gold wheels on. Probably not, because I'm quite happy with this look and the balance with the white wheels with the white of the body. Anyway, thanks very much. It's been a long day. Thanks so much. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.